When you're sick, you don't want to wait in a doctor's office. Skip the waiting room with waitfromhome.com. Brought to you by UMC Physician Network Services. Check into the clinic online or on your phone, and we'll call or text when your doctor's ready. Your comfort is important. Waitfromhome.com.
Welcome in everyone to the UMC Health System Avalanche-Journal post-game show from Jones AT&T Stadium, where quite frankly Texas Tech just destroyed the number 5 team in the country, West Virginia, 49-14. Zach Long, Nick Kosmider here, and Nick, we're eating a lot of crow for all of us that pick West Virginia in this game, and not only were we wrong on the pick, I don't think any of us could have predicted the outcome of the game the way it did.
No, absolutely not. And you know, we obviously picked West Virginia, but we were not alone in that.
No.
This is a game that a lot of people assumed that West Virginia would come in here, number 5 team in the country, the Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback that would come in here and kind of pick up a win, and just wasn't the case at all. Texas Tech, I haven't seen them in the 2 years I've been around the team. I've not seen them this prepared for a game. They were just dominant in every single facet of the game, offense, defense. Pressure Geno Smith, could do whatever they wanted on the offensive side of the ball. It was a clinic of football today for Texas Tech.
You know, and before the game we were sitting in the press box and we watched the score of the Oklahoma-Texas game, and we started discussing among each other going, uh-oh, maybe Tech's a little better than we think here. And, Seth Dagey caught some flack last week for that performance, and oh my goodness, did he respond well tonight. And
that's what Neil Brown said. He said he thought Seth Dagey was sitting on a really good performance. Last year, when he would have a rough outing, he always followed it by good. I had a feeling that Seth was going to bounce back, but I don't know if even on that level I could have predicted that this guy was going to come in, throw for a career-high 499 yards, tie a career-high with 6 touchdown passes, and give his team a 35-7 lead at halftime. I mean, literally, they were just able to do whatever they wanted. They picked apart the West Virginia secondary, which has obviously had its problems, but it was almost like whatever they wanted to do, they did, and touched 4 of his touchdown passes in the first half. Jay Samaro, Darren Moore, his big targets, and they could just do no wrong tonight.
And as impressive as the offensive was, we better take a second here and go warn everyone, because there's some defense being played in Lubbock, Texas. My goodness, an offense we looked at weeks coming into this game going, oh my God, how are they going to slow them down? Not only do they slow them down, they damn near shut them down. 14 points, and one of them was a late touchdown.
Yeah, like you said, until 3 minutes left in the game, West Virginia had only scored 7 points. I mean, this is a team that came into this game averaging 59 points a game the last 2 weeks. They've hung 69 or 70 points 3 different times already. And you look up at the scoreboard at the end of the game, they have 14 points. What they knew they had to do, they had to pressure Geno Smith. They didn't sack him once,
right.
But Tommy Tuberville pointed out they made him move almost every time, and just doing that, getting him out of rhythm, was the big deal for them. They didn't want him to be able to just sit where he wanted and pick apart the passes. Yeah, he still threw for 275 yards, but whenever Tech needed a big play, when they needed a stop, they got one. 9 of 21 was West Virginia on 3rd down, 2 of 7 on 4th down. So when that defense needed plays the most, they came up with them.
And so now, oh my, how the tides have turned. What we were discussing here just a week ago in this spot, now we're discussing Texas Tech after a huge win over the number 5 team in the country, probably going to be ranked on Sunday when the polls come out. TCU next week in Dallas, and Nick, now you got to have a completely different thought about where this team is at and what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it a different way now. They will assuredly be ranked. It wouldn't surprise me if they cracked the top 20. A game against a TCU team that's obviously been reeling a little bit. They don't have their starting quarterback now, and that's a game that's Tommy Tuberville said is going to be kind of the new rivalry for Texas Tech, and so they're going to go there wanting to start that off strong. You win that game, you're already bowl eligible with a huge game against Kansas State. I mean, Kansas State is the only team in this league right now with no losses. So you have a wide open league right now that a lot of people could win. So we're just going to have to see how it plays out. But the season just got a lot more interesting.
And, speaking of interesting, we're going to keep everything locked down for you coverage-wise. We got Don and Nick writing furiously, and we'll have all kinds of good videos and photos of the week. We'll recap this West Virginia win a bunch for you, and then we'll start our focus on TCU next week in Fort Worth. But for now, we're going to bid farewell to you, but keep it locked in to LubbockOnline.com, RedRaiders.com for full coverage of Texas Tech football. For Nick Kosmider, I'm Zach Long. We'll see you next time.